From the deep southeast corner of Arizona to the bright city lights of Las Vegas, this is Mackenzie Kimbrough, a sixth-generation cattle rancher with deep roots in rodeo too. Embracing our heritage and keeping legacies alive, stay tuned as we showcase shades of our southwestern lifestyle coming together during the NFR. Ranching, rodeo, fashion, and cowboy culture. This is Roots Run Deep, Vegas edition. Hey friends, welcome into Roots Run Deep Vegas edition. I'm your host, Mackenzie Kimbrough, and I'm joined on today's show by a young gun bull rider who is making a name for himself already, and he's even already part of a children's book, which we're also going to talk about here in a minute. But Cade Smith, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'd love to get things started. Of course, the Roots Run Deep show is all about where we come from and our ties to the Western lifestyle. Tell me about your roots and where you come from.
I'm Cade Smith. I'm from Sydney, Iowa. My dad owns a bull riding company, and then I ride bulls.
Yeah, perfect. And you have qualified through the last couple of years for the National High School Finals. You competed at the Junior NFR also a while back. Talk a little bit about, you're very young in your career, but you're already headed out to make a name for yourself in the college rodeo side of things too. Talk a little bit about some of the experiences you've had so far.
Yeah, it's been a really cool experience so far. I qualified for the last 3 years, not this year, for the Junior NFR. I go to the Midwest Mini Buckers qualifier in Iowa.
Nice.
And then I came up here and I finished. My first year wasn't the best. Came up here my next year and I finished 10th.
We don't have to do the best the first year. The first year, we just got to figure things out. It just matters that you made it a second year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then high school rodeo, my first year, just tried to step into it. And it was okay. I rode one bull. Then my next year I went out and I rode one, qualified 7th in the first round. And then didn't quite make the short round. I was 1 out from the short round.
Bummer. That's okay. You were close. That works. Something to build on, as they say. There's always room for improvement that way.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that your dad has a Buckin stock company as well. I'd love to be able to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so my dad owns bulls. We're Double S Bull Company out of Sydney, Iowa. And then we run under Survey Championship Rodeo. So we have bulls out here in Vegas this year.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I heard it was a pretty big night for you guys. Round 3, Tristan Hutchings won the round, 90.5-point ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us a little bit about that bull and how it all went down.
Yeah, that's 22 smoking hot. Probably one of my favorite bulls that we got going up and down the road every day. Super good bull. Stetson was 92 on him in Springdale, Arkansas. That bull bucks, and every time he comes up, he shows out.
We love a predictable bull like that.
Absolutely.
And I think the riders do too, obviously, because they can kind of mentally prepare a little bit for it. Of course, as I mentioned, young in your career, but you also are getting a full perspective of it all from the bull riding side, and then also with working with your dad on the stock contractor side of things. What are some of your future goals?
Oh, bull riders. Being a bull rider is probably my biggest part. I want to be up here at the NFR. I'm going to be running with those guys and trying to give them a run for their money someday.
I don't doubt it. I think that's going to happen sooner rather than later. So promise me that when that does happen, you'll come back and join us back on the show. We can have
absolutely.
a full circle moment.
Absolutely.
So I also want to talk about, of course, the other main reason that you're here. We love to get to know you, and now we can cheer you on in your career. But you're part of a children's book. You're one of the main characters alongside your best friend.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about. We'll talk about your best friend first. Give us a little rundown backstory on you guys, because you have a pretty special relationship, and then I'll lead into the book.
Oh, absolutely. Bobbie Spence, he's from Cherokee, Iowa. We've grown up with each other literally since we were born. Goes back to my dad owning a bull riding company. His grandma's secretary for my dad. And so we've been with each other since day one. We've been running everywhere. We were born the same day. He's an hour older than me. And kind of from there on, we've just been running with each other ever since.
Meant to be. 2 peas in a pod, as they say.
Oh, absolutely.
That's pretty neat to be able to have that kind of lifetime friendship with somebody and to share such similar interests and goals, and probably be able to push each other too to, better yourselves every step of the way.
No, absolutely. We also college rodeo together. We go to different schools, so we got that little pushy on each other again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great deal to have, especially whenever you're running up and down the road with your best friend and get to compete a little more against each other, pushes you a little bit more.
Heck yeah. They say it's really competition against yourself and, the bull that you're riding, but it's it's competition with your buddies too. That's
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely. My plan is to beat him every time.
There's a little pride in it too. So I want to talk about this book, Buckin Bull Buddies. It is a story based on your friendship and the fact that you are both bull riders and very successful at it. So mutual connection to us now. Jenna Stevens, she's a teacher in Iowa. She runs a student AgCom program, and she teaches students a variety of storytelling techniques through writing and interviews and graphic design and all kinds of stuff. And in the last couple of years, she's had a student named Caitlin who has really experienced a lot and has helped with a lot of elements of the program. They were contributors to a bull riding magazine called Humps and Horns that's based in Fort Worth, and they cover junior bull riding. They promote junior rough stock in general. At the end of the 2022 junior NFR, Caitlin had the idea to do a Q&A piece and have it called the Rider Rundown, and I think that's really great. You and your best friend were one of the first interviews that she did in that
Yeah.
Q&A piece. Talk a little bit about how you were introduced to this group.
Yeah, so we were at the junior NFR, and me and Bobbie, they're like, "Hey," they're like, "Caitlin wants to interview." I'm like, "Who's Caitlin?" And so then we talked about it, and we realized that they're from Iowa, I'm from Iowa, so I thought that was pretty cool that people from home that I didn't even know travel out here just to interview and see exactly what we're doing.
And a lot of those interviews turned out to be, really interesting. And it's grown into not just interviews as Writer Rundown, but also social media work and things like that. And Caitlin had this idea for a kid's book, and I think it's a great one. Tell us a little bit about what this story is.
So yeah, it's about me and my best friend Bodie. It's just about how we grew up, like how we how we do live day by day, and just growing up through the rodeo. Um, I, I think it really, for a children's book, it really breaks down and helps you understand like where you truly how you grow in life to become a successful bull rider. Hopefully.
Hope that is the end goal of it. That's probably one of the maybe most dangerous probably parts of the rodeo sport and way of life. So it's neat to, as we were kind of talking about, have those best friends and have those people in somebody's life that help learn and grow and push to become the best as you go. There's some other mentors that are kind of, characters in the book that were based off of other contestants in that competed here at the National Finals Rodeo and stock contractors and other big time rodeo champions. Talk a little bit about some of those mentors that are in the book.
Yeah, so my two are Creek Young and Trevor Reese. I mean, they're the they're the biggest guys in my eyes all the time. They grew up coming to my dad's bull ridings. Trevor grew up coming to my dad's bull riding since he was 12 years old. So, watch someone do exactly what I'm doing and go out and be successful. That's a really big eye opener of like you can do it. You just got to go out and do it.
Yeah, for sure. Part of the draw of this book is it's an easy read. It's been promoted in schools all over Iowa, which is really cool. Caitlin's been a big part of that. Jenna and the group have been a part of that as well. And then you were able to zoom in to some of these classroom sessions and chat with those elementary age students. I know they probably had some pretty interesting questions for you every now and then. What were a couple of those memorable questions that you've gotten?
We've had a lot of really good talks. Caitlin helps me a lot through it because some of those questions, being on a Zoom, you really got to hold yourself together, talk to kindergartners.
Which is tough.
Oh yeah, no, they're really great. I mean, some of them's like my favorite questions, like just how. Like I've had a little kid ask me like, "How far you want to go?" And like a kindergarten asking that's like pretty wild.
Yeah.
But then you have some of them ask you like, "Where's your bull at?" They're like, "We don't want to see you and see the bull."
Right. You don't just travel around with the Buckin Bowl in your back pocket all the time?
I guess not. Maybe I should start.
Man, I think you're missing the boat on that. You need to start that as a trend. I know there was also a grant program that helped get these books into the hands of a lot of second graders, which is cool. It's neat that this program and this book have been able to make such an impact in schools all over Iowa State. This year, you're also out here at the finals as one of the characters in the book, doing a couple signings in a booth here at the Roper Cowboy Marketplace. Where can people come and meet you?
So yesterday I was at the TNT outdoors booth at the Stetson Cowboy Christmas, and then today I'm here at
Roper Cowboy Marketplace. I
Roper
think
Cowboy
the booth you're
Marketplace.
at is Ranchy Life
Yep,
with
Ranchy
Bobbie
Life.
Lewis.
Yep,
Yep. And you'll be there at noon today,
yep.
which is
From noon to
great.
2.
How can people keep up with your career? You on social media? You out there living life?
Yeah, so I do the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then
Yeah.
CAC Media. They post all my stuff, and it can help me along there.
Nice. That's Jenna Stevens'
Yeah.
student program, which is very cool. You guys can check that out. We'll put all that information up as well. Cade, a couple more questions for you here before I let you go and get to signing for the day. Talking about those future goals, of course, bull riding first and foremost. I'd love to know, the industry has changed a lot in the last, 10, 15 years with the addition of social media and being able to really make connections with these professional level athletes. How has social media kind of helped you keep those connections with guys that you've met along the way and then also these mentors that you look up to so much?
I think it's a great thing, honestly. I mean, you can use it for good or bad,
Sure.
but we always try to look the good at it.
Yeah.
Those guys are really good about I like Stetson, for example. You get to see all of his like success and like he talk about what he does to be successful. So
Yeah.
just again be a young kid and watch those older guys do what they do and like
Mm-hmm.
show what you got to do to be successful, and then just get to put that in your back pocket because you don't get to spend all the time with them, but you
No.
get to meet them a little bit off that.
It's kind of a more accessible way to get to these guys. Of course, they're going down the road all year long and they're busy and all that. But with socials, it's neat to be able to kind of see not only the behind the scenes of it, but like you mentioned, talking about what makes them successful. And, if you really think about it as a way to study and get better as a bull rider or in any discipline, those guys are sharing a lot of knowledge if you listen to it long
Oh,
enough.
absolutely.
Yeah. What you mentioned Stetson. What have been some of the icons that you've looked up to through the years, or just some of your favorite bull riders from the past?
Still number 1's gonna be Trevor and Creek. I
Yeah.
mean, they're gonna be my number 1. Like, icons from the past, Donnie Gay's probably my favorite bull rider ever walk the earth.
Yeah.
That guy did nothing but keep his hand shut, and that's what I try to do every time I get on.
Yeah.
JB, like, everyone always talks about JB. He's the toughest guy I've ever met in my life.
No joke.
Um, yeah, just like so my dad takes bulls to Houston, the stock show out there, and I watched JB get knocked down the chute, and guy gets out, and he's like, "Do I get back on?"
Yeah. No kidding. You kind of look at him every now and then and you're like, "Are you okay? Like, are
Yeah.
you actually okay?"
Oh, yeah, and he's one of those guys, like, you get hurt, like, "Well, he was fine, so surely I'm good."
Yeah, sure. I don't know if that's maybe the bar. Maybe think about it a little bit more. He's pretty beat up at this point. But talking a little bit about that, there's a lot of physicality that goes into the sport of rodeo in general, especially bull riding. I think that's something that maybe people who are outside of the rodeo world don't understand quite as much. You guys are top tier athletes and you've got to be in really good shape to do what you do. So, talk a little bit about the training and all that goes into what you do.
Oh, yeah, like, being in shape, being ready to go, I mean, Hudson Bolton last night got stomped on and ran out of there. I mean,
Yeah.
that just kinda shows of what you're gonna go through, and this is only round 3, he's got 7 more to go, so, like, that can happen on the daily, so you gotta be top tier, ready to go. Because make sure your body's in the best shape it can possibly be, take care of it, don't do stuff that isn't gonna make your body 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Looking ahead, of course, I keep mentioning you're young in your career and you've already accomplished a lot and you've seen a lot and been to a lot of places, and that's all great. And of course, we're excited to continue watching your career because I have no doubt you're destined for big things. Talking about, you've had mentors and you've been able to listen to these guys that you look up to. How are you serving as a mentor to those younger bull riders as well? Are you there to support them when you go to rodeos and see these guys looking up to you?
Oh, absolutely. My biggest thing is I was that little kid one time. I wanted all those big guys to help me. So
Yeah.
if I can have one kid to put a sparkle in his eye and like he helped me, like
Yeah.
if I can do that for any little kid anywhere, I want to try to do it every time.
Buckin Bull Buddies is something that I think is gonna make an impact too. Heck, we might make a couple more bull riders out of these kids in Iowa when they get to see a story that's so inspiring and they see the camaraderie of the sport, but also get to have access to talk to guys like you who live it and breathe it every day and are just a normal guy out there living his cowboy dream. And it's neat for them to be able to get in touch with you through something like this book. It's a pretty special platform.
Absolutely.
Cade, thank you so much for being here with us today. I'll let you get off here and go get to signing so people can get to know you more. I appreciate taking the time, and I think this is a great story, and I hope that it gets a national impact just as much as it has in Iowa. Cade Smith here on Roots Run Deep Vegas edition. We'll see y'all on the next one. We'll blend this all together until it's smooth and creamy. It's fall, y'all, and that means it's time for pie. My grandma Wendy made an awesome pumpkin pie recipe that's tried and true and has stood the test of time. We've made it for everyone from cowboy crews to conservationists. Here's how you can surely be a hit this holiday season. In a blender, we'll combine 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, And as you'll see as the recipe progresses, this is not a slacker pie. It is rich and decadent. We'll also add 1 cup of pumpkin, 3 eggs, again, another level of richness, 3 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice to give all of those warm, fuzzy fall feel flavors, half a teaspoon of salt, because anytime you make something sweet, you have to add salt to balance the flavors, and 1 tablespoon of melted butter. We'll blend this all together until it's smooth and creamy. Now that our ingredients are fully combined and we have a beautiful silky pumpkin pie filling, we'll pour it into a 9-inch unbaked pie crust. Make sure you scrape down the sides to get all of that delicious filling into your crust. And now it's ready for the oven. We'll bake our pie for 15 minutes at 450, then 40 minutes at 325.
I'm holding the left side. I'm holding the left side. I'm holding the left side.
From a crisp fall day to your Thanksgiving dinner, this pumpkin pie is sure to fit the bill. And here's a couple tips if you're expecting a crowd. This pie can also be made on a sheet pan so that you get a little bit more bang for your buck. And if you want to batch make them and make a couple pies at once, they also freeze really well. I like to top mine with a little bit of Cool Whip. Ice cream works great too. And I promise you'll be a hit this fall if you serve this pumpkin pie. Fringe is never gonna go out of style, and a coat like this is something that is so easy. Hello? Hey friends, welcome back to Roots Run Deep Vegas edition. I'm taking you across the Roper Cowboy Marketplace. We are here in the Stetson booth, and I want to show you some of my favorite pieces that they have this year. Suede is a huge trend, and that is the #1 thing that I'd recommend you come and get from the Stetson booth. They have these stunning suede coats. Of course, fringe is a timeless staple in any good Western wardrobe, and so are these. These are investment pieces that are going to last for years and years to come. We've got a lot more in here that I want to show you. There's some great trends and a lot of those timeless pieces as well, so let's get on into it. A big trend for the NFR this year, and something that I can really get behind, are timeless textures like velvet and satin. Stetson has some really great pieces that are in dresses and then also in beautiful long sleeve collared shirts. Those are going to be great for layering under jackets and blazers throughout seasons. These dresses are really beautiful not only for NFR style, but will also carry you through holiday season. Another great trend that is going to stand the test of time is embellished denim, and that can either mean studded details like this beautiful jacket. The lines are really classy, and the studs themselves have a lot of great detail to them, so this will be a Western wardrobe staple piece. But embellished denim can also have embroidery on it, and I think that's really beautiful. Stetson does such a great job of bringing in the cowboy spirit to so many of their pieces, and embellished denim like this with this embroidery literally tells cowboy stories. The Ralph Lauren aesthetic is also trending, and honestly, that's something that we could all take note from year after year, because all of the pieces that people are lusting after are something that is just so classy and elevated. It brings in those Western elements that we know and love, but it's in pieces that are easy to layer up and style so many different ways. So you can really create kind of a capsule wardrobe. These velvet button-down shirts that also come in satin are in such rich jewel tones. Chocolate brown is a huge trend this year. So is a beautiful green color. And then seeing that green a little bit here in a jacket, it has a very subtle pattern to it, which is great because I love to mix my prints, but then something like this is also going to look great with a denim shirt. As I mentioned earlier, suede is one of those timeless textures that you can pass down for years to come, and fringe is never going to go out of style. What I'm loving about what Stetson has offered this year is that we have an option to either get these beautiful suede coats with subtle fringe or these suede skirts that kind of make a statement in themselves and are a lot of fun to style up a lot of different ways. And I even like the idea of these printed pearl snap shirts layered over something like a fringe skirt. I think that's a great Western detail, but then they also look really beautiful when you layer them up with these jackets. You can pop the collar and the cuffs out, kind of give it a layered look, and the colors all complement each other really well. You still have a great neutral base, but these outfits know how to make an impact. Not only is Stetson known for their incredibly high quality jackets, shirts, and dresses, but boots and denim are a specialty of theirs too. There's so many great styles to choose from in a variety of washes that are going to be timeless staples in your closet. Now I have a pretty special guest here in the Stetson booth. He has become a fixture of Stetson here at the Roper Cowboy Marketplace for a long time. One of my dear friends in the industry. Gerald, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. I'd love for people to get to know a little bit about your roots and your ties to the industry.
Well, I've been in the industry 23 years. I independent rep, covered Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Utah, and Idaho, sell everything in the Western industry, and had the opportunity to come out here and fill in for Stetson and sell and shape hats for him here at the NFR for 17 years.
And he's so good at it that people come back just to see him, and I do year after year, not just because we're friends, but he's somebody that you can trust to shape a hat well, and I think that's something that's so iconic when it comes to Stetson as a brand, is the quality's there, and if you're able to, have that conversation and relationship and get those hats shaped in person to exactly how somebody wants it, that's really important because Stetson's so good at providing pieces that help build quality wardrobes that last for years to come, and you're a huge part of helping make that look the best that it can. What have been some of your memorable moments shaping hats here? What's your favorite part about it?
Oh, just meeting people from everywhere, and return customers coming out of Mexico and different parts of the world, always come back and, want their hats shaped.
Yeah. As an insider that's been doing NFR for about 17 years, you mentioned, what are some of the top tips for surviving a long time here in Vegas?
Just enjoying, kind of just taking it easy and just enjoying what you can and just taking it slow. Being there 2 weeks is a long time, but for me, I'm here a total of 27 days, so you got to pace yourself.
Yep, you're in it for the long haul. Appreciate you taking the time to visit with us today. Y'all be sure to come and say hi to Gerald here in the Stetson booth at Roper Cowboy Marketplace. Now, as a tall and plus size gal, sometimes finding women's clothes that are accommodating is a little bit tricky, but Stetson has a really beautiful lineup of men's clothing as well. So not only do the fellas look handsome in their pieces, but there's a lot of details that you can easily incorporate into a women's wardrobe too. These pearl snap shirts are some of my favorites because, as you can see, these turquoise buttons really stand out and they're so beautiful and timeless, and they also look really good with our turquoise jewelry. I love that there are a few different washes and colors available. Of course, the classic denim is great. This ivory goes with everything. I'm a big fan of wearing winter whites, and this is a beautiful, elegant way to do it. And then I'm really loving this neutral color as well. That's new this year. And when it comes to fashion and function, of course, pearl snap shirts are great, but when the weather cools off, there's a lot of need for layering too. This is kind of a lightweight cotton canvas jacket that is great for utility wear, but it also is easy to dress up. My mom actually wore this under a poncho recently that had a beautiful Western graphic on it, and it layered up really nicely. And as the weather continues to cool off and you want to go for something that's a little bit more winter inspired, this is a beautiful dark wash denim jacket, and this suede collar is something that really elevates a closet staple. And of course, we love suede here at Stetson, and I mentioned that there's a lot of really beautiful options available in the women's side of things, but the men have some really great suede jackets as well. A little bit less fringe detailing, but these are classic So beautiful, and I wear a lot of these in all of my looks because, as I said, I am a tall gal, so that sleeve length and extra room throughout the shoulders is great for me. Stetson has a lot of those really timeless pieces that elevate a wardrobe, but they have some really great everyday staples too. Their hoodies and sweatshirts alongside their graphic tees are great to build around for a more casual day. There are so many beautiful timeless pieces here in the Stetson booth. They're located all over the Las Vegas shopping centers during the NFR. Be sure to stop in, check them out, and build a really beautiful wardrobe featuring all of these amazing pieces. Hey friends, welcome back to Roots Run Deep Vegas edition. I'm here with Bobbie Lewis of Ranchy Life Boutique here at the Roper Cowboy Marketplace. This is a fun booth to come and check out. She's got all kinds of great lines in here, specifically Holy Cow Couture, among lots of other great original graphic designs on t-shirts. Like I said, lots of great stuff. Bobbie, though, I'd love for you to be able to, share a little bit more about your background and your roots so that the people at home can get to know you a little better too.
Okay, well, I grew up in the city, but I got to the country as fast as I could. I've always had horses and rodeoed, raised my kids in rodeo, and I've been in the salon boutique industry for 35 years. So we have a great time creating our t-shirts. We have a graphic artist whose husband was a bronc rider, and he writes children's books that we carry, and she creates t-shirts for those books, as well as my designs like our new Ranchy Life Roping shirt. So we have local artisans that do all of our jewelry, handmade jewelry, hand-poured candles. I don't know, just anything unique and different because we don't want to be like everybody else.
Really curating the brands and the pieces
Yes.
that you bring into your booth. And I know that's so important to you. You've been a vendor here multiple years. Talk a little bit about how you've been able to build some relationships and friendships with people that come back and visit each year.
Oh my goodness, yes. So we do have a great following here at Ranchy Life. I tell our customers when you buy a t-shirt from us and you wear it back into our booth, any venue, any state, you get a $5 coupon off another t-shirt. I had a lady in today that bought 3 of our brand new ones because we haven't seen her in a year. And people look for Ranchy Life. It's just we just feel like we are, we love our customers and we want to be personable and we want to love on them and give them good quality stuff. We have custom tooled leather John Wheeler handbags, just all kinds of cool things. So it's fun.
It is fun. This is one of the most festive booths in the Roper Cowboy Marketplace for sure, mainly because Bobbie is here and you can just tell there's sunshine in a bottle with this one. Before I let you go, I, of course, want to talk about a few of the trends that NFR is seeing a lot this year. Hair on cowhide and fringe being 2 of the big ones. There's some beautiful handbags on the stand here behind you. Tell us about Holy Cow Couture and some of these pieces that you have available.
Okay, so Holy Cow Couture is, they started in 2007 and they are the original cowhide purse designer. It is Italian leather, handmade in Lincoln, California. And the family that does these, Michelle's a good friend of mine. And so you have to go to Lincoln, California to get these products or do the online auction with them. So we bring them to Vegas for them and we have their products here for you to touch and feel and pet on, and there's just so many different things. We say when you buy a Holy Cow Couture, you become one of the herd, and then you'll begin to collect your own little herd of bags. So it's fun stuff, and we love the quality of it and the people who make it. I mean, they're just good folks too.
Yeah. And there's a lot of heart behind the brand. There's a lot of heart behind the brands that you bring into this business as well. And something that's kind of cool, you also have a book signing happening in the booth here today. There's a lot of heart that goes into the family side of rodeo and everything that comes with. There's a great children's book we talked about earlier on the show today. Talking about bull riders and 2 best friends is what the story is based around. Cade Smith, he'll be here signing in the booth later today. Talk a little bit about how you all got connected.
Okay, so there is a woman, her name's Jenna Stevens. She is an ag communications instructor. And so she works with these high school kids. Caitlin wrote this book. She met these 2 Iowa cowboys and wrote this book about them. She also writes for Humps and Horns magazine. She writes a little article spotlighting cowboys. And then there's another fella, I believe his name is Riggin Pierce, and he is a bull rider also coming off of injury. but he is wanting to get more into the ministry side of things. So he does a little bit of that as well. And we're super excited to have Cade here signing books with us. We did create a little Buckin Buddies t-shirt to go along with their book, and he'll be signing books and taking pictures with the kids and stuff. But we're so proud to be able to support our youth growing up in the rodeo world and raising our own kids there. It's just great to see such quality youth coming up.
It definitely is, and it's so neat that you're so supportive of that. You're so supportive of all the businesses that you bring in to have in the booth here, because not everybody gets a chance to come out and have a full-blown booth during the national finals, creating a lot of opportunity, spreading a lot of kindness and joy. Bobbie Lewis, thank you for being on the show with me today. Y'all, yes, ma'am. Y'all come check out Ranchy Life at the Roper Cowboy Marketplace, and be sure to follow along with them all year long. That'll do it for today's episode of Roots Run Deep Vegas Edition. We'll see y'all on the next one.